أهلا وسهلا فيكم ببدوي كريبتو.
This is not a test. This is your emergency broadcast system.
بمؤتمر كوزموفرس اللي صار مؤخرا بدبي عملت مقابلة مع COO تبع مشروع فيتش أو Artificial Super Intelligence Alliance. يلي ما بيعرف، هذا المشروع هو مشروع ذكاء اصطناعي تم ضم خلاله عدة مشاريع ذكاء اصطناعي واندمجوا مع بعض. المشاريع هن Singularity Net، فيتش AI، اوشن وكودوس. اليوم رح فرجيكم المقابلة مترجمة، وبعد المقابلة رح أعطيكم رأيي بالمشروع. قبل ما نبدأ اعملوا لايك، اعملوا سبسكرايب، وخلينا نبلش. Good day everyone. Today we're interviewing Humayun Sheikh, the CEO of Fetch AI, one of the top AI projects at the moment in the market. How are you, Humayun?
I'm good, thank you. Nice to meet you. Thank you for the invite.
Humayun, can you tell us briefly about Fetch AI? What is it?
Yeah, Fetch AI was set up 2019, end of 2018. We came up with the narrative of building AI agents because I felt from my historic involvement in DeepMind that that's the way we're going to build AI applications. So we started with that and we've been working on it for the last so many years. We're now ready with the product actually out there in the market. But recently what we've done is we've started a new trend, which is the merger we did with 3 other projects. So we're now, Fetch is now Artificial Superintelligence Alliance. So that's the history.
The AI is changing the world, as we know. And in crypto, as you said, you made massive mergers. You've made, like you are, I think, the juggernaut in AI currently in the crypto world. Tell me more about the integration that you've done and what it means to the space.
So the biggest problem in crypto Web3 is adoption. Application, utility is the problem. We come up with some themes. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. DeFi is a good theme. It does work. I'll hold judgment on meme coins, but they work in the sense that people want them, right? So we need things which actually work and have utility. AI, in my opinion, and has been for a very long time, a very, very strong use case for decentralization. Many things, regulation, how you operate decentralized AI applications, how you build these models, who owns them. It's really a match made in heaven if we do it right. But before we do decentralization, the first thing we need to do is really what's the utility? So we are focusing at the moment on building the utility. And I am a strong believer in progressive decentralization. So once we have utility, we'll go towards decentralization.
Well, that's one of the things that I've not been noticing lately, especially in the AI sector. Like, it's currently controlled in the Web2 or in the Web2 space, not crypto, by tech giants. Like you have the Googles of the world, the Microsoft of the world. They're controlling the AI narrative fully at the moment. How does crypto change that, or the blockchain? How does it change that?
But I think if I put the word blockchain aside, right? So let's see what we have right now. So we have these projects, like I was telling you about the merge. So you have these 3 projects who have been building small, different portions of this AI tech stack. How do you provide an alternative to a centralized solution, right? Now, to do that, you need to be big enough. You need to have a solution which people actually need. And you don't want this broken way of interacting with things. So you want a tech stack which actually works, which is integrated, which actually delivers what the tech stack is built for. So that is one of the reasons why we started this whole merge, that I don't want to worry about 4 tokens if I'm building an application on a tech stack, right? I have 4 tokens, then I have to do the conversion. I've got to go from one network to the... No, we want... It's too complicated. First, let's focus on building the application. That's how we're going to be a viable alternative to centralized companies, right? So that's the premise, and that's how we are building this blueprint for a tech stack.
That's actually great. There's a report that came out for A16Z lately, and they spoke about AI. Part of the report spoke about AI, how the crypto, or so I think about your project as the main one in AI. To be honest, that's my thoughts. Can actually decentralize AI, the problems of AI that we have with centralization. And that's what you're saying is 100% accurate.
Well, there is multiple layers of decentralization, and there's multiple layers of tech stack you can decentralize. So you have the compute layer, which is a real world asset, which we talk about a lot in crypto, RWA. What is it? It's actually an asset which is utilized to build AI. So that's one layer which we can decentralize. Second layer is really algorithms and machine learning models and AI models. So not one entity should be in control of all the models, and not one entity will be in control of all these models. So it lends itself very easily to a decentralized way of building all these machine learning models. And how you bring them together is the last step, which is the applications. Now, LLMs have shown us that user interface is just going to be textual or language based. And how do you build all these applications together to deliver a task is a very decentralized kind of, environment where you can be providing one service, somebody else can be providing another service, and I'm bringing all of that together. That's where the agents come in. So really all three components. And then, where do we start from? We start from data. That also, again, is decentralized. And if, your data is yours, it comes from you, mine is mine. So all these components fit beautifully into the Web3 space. They fit beautifully into decentralization. It's just, can we actually build something which people can actually use? And not like I'm connecting one wallet and I'm creating another bridge and I'm creating this another DAO. And no, I just want an application which works. Then we decentralized parts of it.
Beautiful. I had one fear when the merger happened. I'm being very honest. I've been following the project.
I'm sure there's plenty.
One of the main fears I had is when there's multiple heads operating, because there was, for everyone that's listening, the merger happened between three major projects, Fetch AI, Ocean, and Singularity. And now recently, Kudos as well is being added, and maybe more. My fear was, when there's multiple heads operating, if they don't come in harmony in one direction, that could cause problems for a chain. How does that work with the merger? Is there like one direction that you're all working one head, or you're the CEO? I'm assuming.
So I'm the chairman of the alliance. Ben is the CEO. But to answer your question, it's actually obviously the first merger that we have seen. Of course, it's not going to be easy, but we're not here to do easy. We're here to do the right thing, right? So if you think about what the merger brings, actually it brings decentralization to the center. You have different people with different opinions. You have different entities who have different funding models. They have different treasuries. They have different opinions. What we didn't try and do is to try and merge the teams. What we said was, you're in control of your own team. You're in control of your own treasury. As long as we align on the blueprint of the tech stack, and as long as we align the fact that all the tokens will become one token, the Alliance token, which is the ASI Alliance token. Once you lay that out, of course, you're going to have discussions, you're going to have disagreements. But if the tech stack is clear, which I explained to you, you have the compute, you have the data, you have the algorithms. So then people can participate in all those horizontal slices without interfering with each other. The only thing we ask in the alliance is they need to be able to integratable to each other. Create that bridge, remove the friction of the tokens, make it usable. And then it's up to you, and even the revenue which comes out of your service belongs to you, because the alliance doesn't take that revenue, it's you. But as long as you build that component in, then the disagreements disappear.
100%. Thank you for explaining that in a very simple and good way. The token FET, what's the utility for it?
So now, after the alliance, the utility is going exponentially higher. So we have a network which is on Cosmos. We're adding more networks, like we announced the Kudos merge integration. So that's becoming one network. So first utility is securing the network, staking, securing. Second utility right now, as I'll take you through the stages, is actually compute, buying and selling of compute, utilization of compute. Third, you have all the machine learning models which we're building, training of those models, paying for those models, receiving incentives for those models, receiving income for those models, then using those models to go into the application layer, which is the agents. So the running of the agents, search and discovery of the agents, and then ultimately actually delivering a action based on the agents using the whole stack, where FET token, which is the ASI token, is running all the way through. So rather than having 3 or 4 or 5 other tokens trying to do, one utility each, the utility of ASI token, FET token, is kind of obviously exponentially going to improve.
Beautiful. Question for you. You're now obviously using the Cosmos hub. I think you have Ajax, which is Singularity.net, was using Cardano. How's interoperability working there?
Again, we don't want to be network agnostic. We want to be network agnostic. We don't care which network you run on. So we have to build bridges, but we found that Cosmos ecosystem had the best SDKs. We would like, and that's why I'm here as well in supporting the Cosmos ecosystem, is that we want to build tools to make Cosmos like the chain of AI. You have Solana chain of meme coins, right? So we have other chains. We feel that the communities around Cosmos, the tools that are available, tools we're building and others are building, we could make this a kind of a key component, a key chain, which actually runs a lot of our AI operations. And then, of course, we want integration with other chains. So we don't, as I said, we're agnostic. But the beauty is that the agents that we have, you can easily create this interoperability. We're doing that in a couple of projects, like Metalex is a project we did. So you can actually transact and trade amongst chains quite easily using agents. There is a running model which you can actually see how it works.
Beautiful. Tell me, there's a lot of AI projects at the moment in the market. Some of them, there's the word AI, they're not really AI. I've seen a lot of that.
Even plumbers are AI plumbers these days.
Just to get the FOMO and to give from all the price action that comes with it. I haven't yet seen a lot of real use case in the crypto world, in the projects. There's a lot of projects outside the crypto world with live use case. What do you see the number one use case that is being used now in the crypto through your project?
I think this is my problem generally, which is we should not be thinking crypto use cases. We should be thinking use cases, and we should be bringing those use cases to decentralization, right? I don't like to use the word crypto in the sense that it gives this wrong connotation that it's some kind of money-making scheme. It's about decentralization. It's about running it in a way that digital currencies are used much more efficiently. So when we say, crypto use case, it's not crypto use case. It's a use case, right? If I go and I want to find a plumber, at the moment I go to Google and I find a plumber. I want to find a plumber using technology which is decentralized. That's a use case. I want to find a cab not on Uber, but I want to connect directly with the cab driver. I mean, you must have seen plenty of dissatisfaction with Uber's charging policies, and people are wanting, they always give me a number. Call me next time. Don't have to go through Uber, just call me directly. I want my agent to go and find me a cab. Right. Is it a crypto use case? No. But can it use crypto? Yes. Can it be based on Web3? Yes. So that's how I look at it. I don't want to build crypto use cases. I want to build use cases which use decentralization.
That way, first of all, you don't limit yourself. You're open to mass adoption, which I totally agree with.
That's it.
In saying that, what do you see the main use case at the moment for Fetch?
So for Fetch, we have LLMs, obviously, as you know, taken off. What that tells you is user interface is going to change. I can ask my agent on WhatsApp, I can say, go and book me a restaurant for 4 people on this date, and I like Italian food. And it should just go and do it. So that's the use case which we're seeing more and more people wanting. We're also seeing a lot of machine learning models which need to be built in a decentralized way. Why? Because we work with a lot of automotive sector. They don't want to share the data, but they want to train the model. So we will see a lot of foundational models, not just large language models, but other foundational models like in biotech or in a certain specific vertical coming. All of that will be built using Fetch's technology, the network. We will be using the whole stack, right from the data to compute to actually inference models and to use those inference models in agents. So the whole stack will be used if you want to monetize, truly monetize, not just I'm going to build a model and I'm going to sit here, just look at it. Actually use it. You have the full tech stack, and that's where we're seeing traction.
Beautiful. Looking forward for the future.
It's coming.
Project. Since we're talking about the future, can you tell us a little bit about the roadmap? What's your roadmap at the moment?
So I can't tell you too much because we're going to release that soon, but I can give you a full idea of what to expect. So as I said, the most important thing is to create a blueprint of what we want to do. So, and how does the blueprint look? So the blueprint looks like you have a tech stack. Let's start from data storage, data security. Then comes compute. How do we move that data into compute? How do we store it? How do we bring models and how do we train it? So there's the compute layer. And then on top of that compute layer, of course, we're going to have an incentive structure, how that gets distributed, who owns it, what. But I just want to make a point. Compute layer is actually a depreciating asset. So how do you change that depreciating asset, real world asset, into something valuable? That you do by training models. So use the compute, use the data. Data is also a depreciating asset because as time goes by,
becomes less
relevant. So you want to use that quickly to actually unlock and create value. So what do? You create models, you train them. Now you've captured the value. That value then keeps increasing exponentially as you deploy it for a particular use case. And that's where the agent layer comes, which is the application layer. So we are building components. We're going to integrate these components so you can deploy from the application. You can say, this is my objective for this application. And it automatically deploys all the components and actually tells you what models to train. And then it gives you the compute to train it with and the models to train it with. So we're going to bring open source software into this ecosystem. We're going to bring different use cases from non-crypto use cases from outside into this use case.
General use cases.
General use cases. And that's really what the roadmap is going to look. More details to come. But that's the blueprint.
When can we expect the roadmap?
We expect to release that more detailed, more componentized one within the next 3 to 4 weeks.
I'll look forward for that. Do you have any support currently for the Arab community? Or you consider any support for the Arabic community?
Well, we moved our Fetch Foundation here. So that was a good start. We're also setting a lot of innovation labs. So what we're doing is we're saying, bring your use case from the real world. Don't worry about crypto. Bring the use case use the agents, use the AI, build it, and then deploy it. So we are opening initiative in Dubai very soon. There's going to be an innovation lab in UAE where you can actually bring your project, you can get finance, you can get funded, you can get all the support to build that and build that out. So that's the biggest initiative that we're going to launch.
I would love to be involved in that. How? I can spread the word out. We can pitch it once you're ready.
Yep.
I have a big reach in the Arab speaking community. I would love to spread the word to bring Arabic speaking people to assist and help the Fetch grow.
Could be next week.
Well, we'll keep in touch
Pleasure.
and we'll talk about it for sure.
Loved it. Thank you very much for the invite.
Definitely.
Thank you.
Any last words for the community?
AI is here. AI is going to change the way we do things. I think you need to get engaged with it. Web3 is a great substrate to actually bring that to everybody. So if you're not already engaged in it, and if you're not technical, you can still be engaged by learning it, interacting with it, because every time you interact, you generate data, and that is useful. And I think there's incentive systems and incentive schemes that we're going to be putting together where you're actually going to be rewarded for training the AIs, interacting with the AIs. So have a look. Find out what we do. Go to fetch.ai or any of our other Alliance members and get engaged through all our social media channels. And hopefully this will spread the word.
100%. It was a pleasure meeting you.
And you.
I really look forward for the development of your project. I believe amazing things are coming from your side.
Indeed.
We would love to be part of the journey.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Pleasure. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon. You heard it from the man. A great project with a great, in my opinion, great opportunities for the future. Building something amazing for AI adoption in general, not just crypto, as we said. Thank you again, and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
أحد الأمور اللي لفت لي نظري بمقابلتي مع السي او تبع فيتش أو ASI هي ذكائه، مدى معرفته بالمجال والعلاقات اللي عنده إياها. هالأمور لفتوا لي نظري بشكل كتير كبير. قبل ما تبلشوا تسألوني عن فيتش، أنا حاكي عن مشروع فيتش أو ASI من البير ماركت من أكتر من سنة. هذا الفيديو اللي أنا حاكي فيه عنه، حاكي عنه عن 5 عملات، 3 منهم هن AJAX، فيتش وأوشن. 3 عملوا دمج مع بعضهم لعملوا مشروع ASI أو فيتش. انضم إلهم مؤخرا كودوس، وفي كتير مشاريع تانية رح تنضم إلهم، رح أحكيكم عن الموضوع لاحقا. هلأ الذكاء الاصطناعي بشكل عام عنده مشكلة أساسية، إنه مركزي بشكل كتير كبير. لاحظنا هالأمر مع مشاريع مثل تشات جي بي تي وغيره. الكريبتو في حل هالمشكلة خلال اللامركزية تبعه، وهذا هدف مشروع Artificial Super Intelligence Alliance، يلي هو بخلال دمجه عدة مشاريع مع بعضهم عم بيكون كل جزء من الذكاء الاصطناعي أو عملاء الذكاء الاصطناعي عم يشتغلوا بطريقة مستقلة عن بعضهم. يعني ما في وحدة بتتحكم بكل شيء مثل الويب 2 أو مثل تشات جي بي تي وغيرها. هالأمر مرة تانية الكريبتو وحده في حله، وهذا اللي عم يجرب يعمله ASA أو Artificial Super Intelligence Alliance. شو هو فيتش؟ فيتش هي سوق ل AI agents، عملاء الذكاء الاصطناعي. لفسلكم يا شو هن عملاء الذكاء الاصطناعي، يعني هن بروجرامات أو برامج بيستخدموا الذكاء الاصطناعي ليحلوا مشاكل معينة. بالمستقبل بدهم يعملوا مدن ذكية 3/4 البنى التحتية فيها بتشتغل خلال الذكاء الاصطناعي والعملاء تبع الذكاء الاصطناعي، ليوفروا من ناحية اليد العاملة، يوفروا استخدام طاقة، يوفروا كتير من هالأمور. هيدا الهدف بالمستقبل. خلينا نحكي عن التوكونومكس. عدد العملة بالتداول 2.44 مليار عملة من أصل 2.72 مليار عملة. هالأمر كتير إيجابي لأنه أغلب العملات حاليا بالتداول، ولكن في أمر كتير قليل بيعرفوه، إنه كل ما عم نشوف دمج جديد لمشروع Artificial Super Intelligence Alliance أو FET عم بيزيد عدد العملات، يعني في تضخم للعملة. هالأمر المستثمرين ما عم بيحبوه لأنه عم يخسروا من قيمة استثماراتهم. شهدنا على هالأمر بآخر محاولة دمج بين بال وفت. بال.ai كانوا عم يعملوا دمج بينهم وبين Artificial Super Intelligence Alliance، ولكن المجتمع رفض هالدمج وتكنسل على عقب هالأمر. فريق العمل بده يعمل أمر لك يكفي عمليات الدمج، لأنه هذا هدفه بالمستقبل يجمع أكثر مشاريع مع بعضهم ليلاقي حلول خلال الذكاء الاصطناعي لأمور حقيقية. شو الحل اللي قدر يعمله فريق العمل؟ هو عملية حرق. بدأوا يعملوا عمليات حرق، ورح يحرقوا بأول سنة بقيمة $50 مليون عملات فت، وكل سنة رح تزيد هالعمليات الحرق ليعودوا للمجتمع. وهذا برأيي أمر كتير إيجابي للمشروع، لأنه المستثمرين رح يكونوا مبسوطين، وبنفس الوقت رح يقدروا يجيبوا مشاريع جديدة يعملوا دمج إلها. بحسب COO مرة تانية حكاني على الخاص، ممنوع اعلن عن كتير من الامور اللي حكينا فيها، انه في كتير دمج او مشاريع رح يعملوا ميرجر مع فت بالمستقبل، وهن حاليا ما فيهم يعلنوا عنهم، ولكن بالمستقبل القريب رح نعلن عنهم. خلونا نحكي على السعر. كتير عالم يسألوني شو اهدافها بالبول ماركت. ما حدا بيعرف 100% شو الاهداف رح تكون، ولكن خلال اداة فيبوناتشي اكستنشن يلي استخدمناها هون، اذا بنطلع بنشوف اوطى نقطه قبل ما نشوف الصعود الكبير اللي عملتها فات لاعلى نقطه، اهداف العمله المطلقه بتبين لنا اياها تقريبا بيوصل ل $12. ولكن انا ما بنصحكم تنطروا ل $12، يمكن ما نوصل له. في كتير مراكز قبل، كل واحد يحدد مراكز اللي هو مرتاح فيها وحسب مراكز دخوله قبل ما يخرج من المناطق. هذا كل شيء أنا عندي لليوم. إن شاء الله انبسطتوا بهالفيديو. إذا انبسطتوا اعملوا لايك، اعملوا سبسكرايب للشانل، وأنا بشوفكم قريبا بفيديو جديد وماركت أبديت جديد. Thank you.